Va a haber. Va a haber. I mean, I'm pronouncing it quite slow, but regular speed would be va a haber. Va a haber. So it's a very long a sound. Va a haber. Okay. It sounds like one word, but it's actually three. Three different words. Va a haber. Dot, dot, dot. Why? Because you need to add more to that. You cannot use this by itself. So this is another common use of haber in this phrase, va a haber. This means there is going to be or there will be something. Okay? We don't know what. Maybe food, maybe apples, maybe something else, an event. Who knows, right? You have many choices here. Va a haber. So remember, the V sound in Spanish is very similar to B as in bell in English. So you don't have to say va a haber. You just say va a haber. Va a haber. Va a haber. So just remember that. So let's look at some examples using this peculiar phrase. Va a haber comida en la reunión. Va a haber comida en la reunión. This means, will there be food at the meeting or gathering? Reunión means meeting and also gathering. Another word for meeting in Spanish is junta, but junta is a more formal meeting, a meeting an office meeting, it's just about work. Junta, la junta. But reunión means gathering, just a meeting. It could be formal, informal, mostly informal. mostly. Okay. So, va a haber comida en la reunión? This is a question. Will there be food at the meeting? I mean, it's a good question. I love food, so I would ask this question definitely. Va a haber means, let me just do it better, the underlining here. Va a haber, will there be comida? So once again, as we did with the previous meaning we talked about, you can just place a noun right after. Va a haber comida, va a haber manzanas, va a haber, I don't know, bebidas. It's not only about food, it can also be about other things. But yeah, you place a noun right after va a haber comida, food, la comida, the food. You don't need la. And, as I said before, and has quite a few meanings. In, on, at. So in this situation, we're talking about at, we're talking about an event. La, the, la, definite article, feminine. And why? Because reunión is feminine. It's a feminine noun, la reunión. It looks like a masculine noun, but it's actually feminine. Surprise. La reunión. The meeting, the gathering, okay? Va a haber comida en la reunión? Will there be food at the meeting? Okay, so that's one use of this phrase. I mean, we're using the phrase and you clearly see that it means will there be, va a haber, will there be something. What? Comida. We're talking about comida. Okay, the next example. Let's see what we have here. Va a haber comida en la reunión. Va a haber comida en la reunión. This means, will there be food at the meeting? Okay, so that's one use of this phrase. I mean, we're using the phrase and you clearly see that it means will there be, va a haber, will there be something. What? Comida. We're talking about comida. Okay, the next example. Let's see what we have here. The next example is, oops, it's right here. Va a haber tanta gente en el concierto. Va a haber tanta gente en el concierto. This means there's going to be so many people at the concert. So a lot of people. We're talking about a lot of people going to a concert. Now, this is not a question, of course. You don't see the question marks, because in Spanish we have this common one, the upside down one. It's a peculiar thing, but yeah, it's a thing in Spanish. So we can see the phrase right here, va a haber. There's going to be. So that is the first meaning right here. In the first example, we saw the second meaning, but as a question, right? Va a haber, there's going to be tanta. Tanta is a great word. Tanta feminine, tanto masculine, and also plural. You can have it plural, tantos, tantas. Depends on the noun. Is it plural? Is it feminine? Is it masculine? You need to pay attention to that. Gente is the noun and is feminine. La gente. It's not el gente. It's la gente. And also, gente is plural. It's plural, and obviously you're talking about people, right? Tanta gente. We don't need tantas because the word gente doesn't have an S, okay? So it's a tricky thing. It's a tricky, very tricky thing. Tanta gente, so many people. That's what it means. Tanta means so many or many, okay? And, oh, by the way, tanta also means much in some situations. For example, if you're talking about food, tanta comida, so much food. So essentially, tanto, tanta means so much or so many. Gente, people. En, at, el, the, concierto. Concierto means concert. El concierto, the concert. Okay, very similar. They almost have the English one and the Spanish one. They pretty much have the same spelling here. Pronunciation is different. The pronunciation is different, but the words look quite similar. Okay, now we have another example using va a haber. Let's see what we have here. No va a haber nada que hacer. No va a haber nada que hacer. Normal speed would be no va a haber nada que hacer. Okay? So, and sometimes it can be even faster. But essentially, we are saying there won't be anything to do. There's going to be nothing. It's going to be boring. Essentially, that's what you're saying here. There won't be anything to do. So yeah, va a haber can be kind of, it's a little vague because it depends on the context. You could be talking about something that is going to happen in the future or something that is going to happen. Okay, so it's like something like future-ish kind of phrase because you're talking about, there's going to be something, there will be something happening, for example. So it's a very interesting phrase for sure. So let's break this down really quickly. No va a haber is negative. we placed the no before the phrase. No va a haber, there won't be. Nada, nada means nothing and also means anything. Okay, in this situation is very similar to anything. Usually when you use nada, you need to use no. Okay, usually. No va a haber nada. There won't be anything or nothing que hacer. Que hacer is a very common phrase that means to do. Okay, to do. For example, someone can say, ¿qué hacer los domingos? What to do on Sunday or Sundays, okay? No sé qué hacer. I don't know what to do. No va a haber nada que hacer. There won't be anything to do. So, ¿qué hacer is a common phrase that means to do when talking about, obviously, doing something. Okay, so that's a very common thing to say in Spanish. Now, remember, va a haber means there's going to be or there will be. Now, if you want to make things easy or easier for you, you can also sometimes use the word habrá. Okay, it's shorter. It might be easier for you to remember, or maybe you want to know a different way to say the same thing in Spanish, because that's always useful. In Spanish, people say va a haber, and also they say habrá. Okay, so different ways to say the same thing. And habrá means will there be. Same meaning, same meaning. Here, for example, I can change it to habrá. Habrá. Habrá tanta gente en el concierto. Habrá tanta gente en el concierto. And it's the same meaning. It's the same meaning. There's going to be so many people at the concert. No va a haber, no habrá. Same thing. No habrá nada que hacer. There won't be anything to do. Same meaning. Same meaning, a little easier, a little simpler. But just remember that va a haber is also very commonly said in Spanish. And it's good to know. It's good to know its meaning for sure.